Hi everyone. In this video I will be going over how to create your account in the SIMnet website that we will be using for your class. So you can see I'm already at the SIMnet website. If you need the address, you can go ahead and log into our Blackboard website that we're using for your class, and I have a link taking you directly to this website. I also have the web address in our syllabus just in case you need it. So I'm here at the SIMnet website, and you can see I have a couple different choices here. If I already have a SIMnet account, like if you have used SIMnet before in a previous class, you can go ahead and log in with the same username and password that you used in your previous class, and then you'll just add the registration code for this new course to your profile, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The other two choices are if you don't have a SIMnet account yet. So the first one is no, but I have a code. So this would be in the case where you bought the textbook bundle from the Mesa bookstore, so you have the registration code that came with your textbook. The second case is no, I need to buy a license. This would be if you decide that you just want to use the ebook through the SIMnet website. So you're not going to have a physical textbook, you're just going to be able to view the ebook through the SIMnet website and do all the coursework using the ebook. So let's start with the first one, no, but I have a code. So again, in this case you have actually two scenarios. You have either bought your textbook and you have your code, or if you haven't gotten your textbook yet, but you want to get started on the class obviously as soon as possible, the publisher does allow a 21-day trial version or trial of the SIMnet account. This is a great way that you can get started on the work for your class until you get your textbook with the code. Once you get your textbook with the code, you would update your profile with the code that you had purchased. So let's go through this. The first thing, it's just verifying that yes, you attend Mesa College, so we'll go ahead and click on yes. And in this scenario, we will assume that you do not already have a SIMnet username. So I'll go ahead and click on next. And in the second screen, it wants to know if I agree to the user license. It's a pretty general license. Feel free to read through it at your leisure, and then go ahead and click on the checkbox here that you're agreeing to the end user license. And let's click next to go on to the step 3. Now in this on this screen, you want to make sure to choose the correct class. So look down, obviously you want to look for your class name over here on the left hand side, but also usually we will put the course reference number because as you can see there's several like Excel classes, there's a couple different PowerPoint classes, that type of thing. So double check to make sure that you're choosing the class that has your correct CRN. In this example, let's say I'm taking the PowerPoint class in the summer 2014. Again, you may be taking a different class. Just make sure you're clicking on your correct class here. And I need to scroll down just a little bit so I can see the next button. So I'll go ahead and click on next. Okay, so here is where you are either going to go ahead and input the registration code that you already purchased with your textbook bundle, or if you don't have your book yet but you want to get started in the coursework, which I definitely advise that you get started right away, go ahead and click the checkbox here. There we go. And this gives you your trial until you can get your access code. So in this case, let's go ahead and assume that I don't have my code yet, but again, it's just as easy to input your code if you do. So I clicked my box, and then I'll go ahead and click on next. And then on this next step 5 is where you're going to register your information. This is where you're going to put in your specific information and also pick your username and password. For this, I'll just create an example account, so I'll just call it like a demo account. So I'm going to just type those in. And I'll go ahead and put in my regular email address. and just a pretend student ID. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and choose my username. So I think I'll just call it demo account. Your username and password, I believe, are case sensitive. So if you don't want to deal with any capital letters, just keep everything lowercase, whatever you prefer, but make sure to write it down exactly as you type it. And here I'll just type a very short password. Obviously, you want to make your password you know, usually it's a good idea to use a combination of letters and numbers just to make your password a strong password. Okay, so let's see here. So I typed in my confirm password and I went ahead and pressed the tab key to move down to the next button, and so I have everything confirmed here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on next. Okay, so this says you have successfully completed the SIMnet online registration, so you can see my credentials here, and I have a trial version. Okay, now what we can do is click Finish to log in and begin using my account. So again, here I can go ahead and click on Finish, and it takes me right back to my SIMnet login page. This is just a little announcement letting us know that their SIMnet, they're going to be doing some maintenance on here. I'm going to go ahead and close this, but sometimes they do have things to say, so you just want to make sure to read those. I'm going to go ahead and log in with my username that I just created. Okay, and let's go ahead and click on Sign In. Okay, great. So now I have access to the class that I chose, and you can see I have some information here, things that are already waiting for me to get started on. I'll go into more detail on how to work with some of the items here in SIMnet, but for right now what I wanted to also show you, this would be your name. Obviously I logged in as demo account, so that's my name. If I click on that, this brings me to my profile. If I needed to purchase a different code, let's say I had two classes that were using SIMnet, or in the case of maybe you used SIMnet last semester for a different class, and then this semester you're using your in a separate class and you need to input another code. Here's where you would click on your name, and then you would put in, yes, I have a code if you bought the textbook with the bundle, and you would go ahead and do that. You can click here to add the course. If you wanted to purchase just the ebook, you could go ahead and click that, and that again would give you where you would just purchase the code right online. In the case that you're just using your ebook, I wanted to show you, and this goes for everyone, if you click on the library link, this will take you to the book that you purchased. Now obviously this is my account and I have access to multiple books just because in theory I have an instructor account. But let's say I have the PowerPoint class, you probably would only see the PowerPoint book here. If I click on the PowerPoint book, you would be able to see all of the chapters for the book, and this would be for the entire class, and then you could click on anything in the book and read it. So even if an assignment has passed, like I have the chapters assigned, even if an assignment has passed, you can always go to the library and look at the book. Okay, so I think that covers it. If you are going to just buy an ebook, you would go ahead and go through pretty much the same process as I showed you just a minute ago, but you would use this link instead that says, no, I need to buy a license, and towards the end you would be prompted to go ahead and put in a credit card number so you can purchase the license right online. Let's see if I can get in here so it will let me. I just want to show you one thing real quick. And there we go. So you can see that these steps are pretty much the same. I'll go ahead and just click on these real quick so we can see where we are here. And let's say I'm enrolling maybe in a different class, so I'll just click on that, and I have to scroll down to get to the next button. My computer's being a little slow, sorry about that. And then, so this would be the difference when you're purchasing just the code online and you're going to be using an ebook. You would choose the corresponding book, whichever one you're working with. So in the case, in this example, I'm registering in the Excel class. I would make sure to choose the Excel book here, and you can see the cost is $60. So you always want to check that out before you purchase as well. And then you can see as I go through, when I click the next, I'll go to register just like you saw, and the extra step are putting in the payment type. So this is where you would put in your credit card information, and then you would confirm everything, all your information, and then actually buy the code. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and click just back on my SIMnet shortcut there. So I hope this answers your questions about setting up your SIMnet account. You definitely want to get it set up as soon as possible. If need be, use the trial version until you can actually purchase your code. So hope this helps. Thanks so much.